that wants to find me. I'll be in the last place you would look, in a place where people used to be, a land that's called reality. You'll find me there. I won't be catching up on Reddit. I won't be watching any news. I'll let the planet spin without me, 'cause everything has been without me sometime. And everyone will be alright if I'm not live by satellite. It's a beautiful day, I'm running away. Don't bother to Facebook message or call me.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Filmbox Podcast, the greatest movie podcast on the face of planet Earth, if I do say so myself. I'm your host, Aaron Souza, and I'm joined by my good friends, Connor and Sam, here, the usual crew, as I call it. Just now, actually, I'm calling it.
First time ever.
First time ever. I think I actually say that incidentally every episode. The usual crew, as if we have anyone else on the show. But how you guys doing?
Great. Doing well. Yeah.
Great.
Another day, another dollar. Am I right?
Yeah. We work to live and live to die, I think.
Is that how it goes?
I don't know. I just made it up.
They be saying it.
I'd be saying it. But we got a great episode lined up for you guys. So today we're going to talk about, first off, it's Oscar time, baby. Oscar noms are out. We're a little late to the party, but that's okay. So we're going to talk about the all the Oscar noms, who got snubbed, who's going to win, find out now. We got the early scoop on all of that. So,
First time you're hearing it.
Yep. So that'll be a lot of fun. But also we're gonna do a little movie grid. We're gonna do the 30 pods of movies is the name that we're going with. Before we do all that, but before we get into all of that stuff, we gotta talk about what we've been watching lately. And it's been a little while, so Connor, I know you've seen a lot.
Yeah, I'll go first.
So why don't you just give us an abridged version of what you've seen?
I just shoot down the list. So
give us your last 10.
No, I will give you my last 20.
Oh God.
I saw The Color Purple, Night Swim, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, Self-Reliance, The Beekeeper, Ted 2, Ferrari, Naiad, Anatomy of a Fall, Monster, American Fiction, ISS, El Conde, Deep Fear, The After, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, Pneumonia, and The Creator.
Pneumonia?
I have pneumonia. Pneumona.
There you go.
They only say it a couple times in the movie.
Quick, best movie you saw and worst movie you saw.
Best, probably either Monster or Anatomy of a Fall. Worst, easily Deep Fear. For those who don't know, it's the one where a lady is like a scuba diver and some crack or cocaine dealers, force her to deep dive to get their cocaine while there's a shark there.
Ooh. Sounds great.
So spooky.
Yeah, it's pushing it with Jaws for best shark movie ever created, but
there you go.
No, it's dookie.
All right.
All right.
Sam, go ahead.
All right, I'll go.
Sam will go.
I have not watched nearly as many movies as Connor has. I actually haven't watched that many movies lately, too. But since the last podcast, I have watched Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, Leo, ISS, and I've rewatched Gladiator.
Very nice.
So, Connor, what do you think of ISS?
So I honestly didn't plan on seeing it, but my girlfriend Erin loves space. So As soon as she saw the poster, she was like, "Let's go see that one." It wasn't as bad as I thought, but
That's what I thought.
It could have been way worse.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it wasn't great.
I did not thoroughly enjoy myself, but
It was meager entertainment.
there's worse ways to spend like an hour and a half,
Yes.
like watching Deep Fear.
What did you say? Worst movie?
Yeah, worst and best movie that you saw.
Worst movie, Gladiator. I'm just kidding. No, obviously, best movie is Gladiator, and then worst movie, probably Leo.
Yeah,
Leo
that's
or
pretty bad.
ISS. I both rated them a 3-star. So
I did not like Leo.
God damn.
I was surprised that you gave Leo a higher score than I did, but I also really didn't like it.
it wasn't bad. It just wasn't great.
Yeah.
All right.
For me,
Aaron will go.
I will go. It is my turn now. I've seen a couple movies, kind of in between what you guys saw a little bit. I saw, I think since the last time we podcasted, I saw OG Star Wars, which was on TV.
Again?
Yeah. For like the 8 millionth time. Waitress the Musical. Great movie. I mean, I'm a sucker for a good Broadway musical, and this was everything I wanted and more. So very happy about that. You can read my review on the website right now. Society of the Snow, off of Connor's recommendation. I watched it, and I was horrified, and also was very, very much enjoyed it. And then I went on a heater, guys. I went on a heater of bad movies.
Oh no.
Let's
Saw the
go.
Marvels, and then I saw Next Goal Wins, and then I saw Wish, and then I saw Napoleon. so not ideal stretch there, and then cleanse the palate with Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 today.
You gave Waitress 4.5.
I did. It was phenomenal. Please watch it.
Yeah, I will. I love me some musicals.
Oh, it's literally they filmed a Broadway play, and it stars Sarah Bareilles, and it's so good.
What's that one song? It was super popular on TikTok for a while.
Yes,
so, like,
that's why I was like got excited for it.
I added it to my playlist, and I sometimes it'll just pop on. I'm like, let's turn it up a bit.
Dude, I'll tell you what, the whole musical, it's just bops like that. They're just all bangers. It's so good.
You guys see The Color Purple then, because that was another really good musical.
I will watch The Color Purple.
Thank you.
But so for me, worst movie, probably Next Goal Wins. And best movie was probably, it was either Waitress or Society of the Snow, based on my ratings. But Next Goal Wins was hot dookie. But anyways, let's move on to our 30 pods of movies. This week, we've got the movie with the best villain. So who wants to take it away?
I'll go.
Sam will go.
So my movie with the best villain, in my opinion, is just has a great opening scene to this movie. Don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Is this something we may have heard of?
You definitely heard of this.
I have an idea.
My favorite, well, I feel like the best villain is more like my favorite villain in a movie. Is by the name of Hans Landa.
Oh,
From
good pick.
from Inglourious Bastards.
Good pick. Oh man, terrifying.
Yep, played by the good old Christoph Waltz.
It's a great pick.
Just that opening scene with
Oh,
them in the house, and
great.
Great establishing.
Yeah. I will go.
Aaron
Do you have
Aaron
any
will
other
go.
ones?
No, that's it.
Okay.
For once, I only
So-
have one pick.
So
Aaron-
I could have said Star Wars. I could have said
I
Star
could also
Wars.
said Star-
Yeah, but I made
Look.
fun of Aaron.
Yeah, so I decided not to go with that. Instead, I've got two picks. One is a person and one is not. And so we're going to start with the non-person.
Bruce the Shark.
Yeah, Bruce the Shark. No, it's 2001: A Space Odyssey and HAL 9000. Probably the first truly iconic villain in cinema to have transcended, like, time, you know?
Yeah.
Just for a computer that doesn't have any, like, doesn't move around, is literally just like a dot with a voice.
The red
it's
dot.
very harrowing. And then my other favorite villain, or favorite movie with the favorite villain, is Silence of the Lambs and good old Hannibal Lecter. Anthony Hopkins, and it's kind of not the main villain, but he is very much a villain. He's very much a villain, and just one of the most terrifying performances I've ever seen. So, Hannibal Lecter.
Good pick.
Very good pick. I got two. I'm surprised no one brought him up. Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men.
Thought about that one.
Yeah, just truly haunting on screen. Just even with like the bowl cut haircut, it's just like you walk into a room with that guy, you're like, this dude's gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to leave.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the fuck out. And this one, it's a bit off the beaten path, if you will. I'm picking Ozymandias from Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So I have such a weird relationship with Watchmen because like I used to like just watch that movie in bits and pieces because it was always on like TNT. And I just love the ending. To spoil it, he basically distracts the heroes long enough to nuke the entire nuke a portion of the U.S. to stop like a nuke the arms race. But very good. I like when villains win at the end. I think it's a very interesting element.
What does that say about you? I like when the villains win.
Well, it's because you see like 99% of the movies ends with the hero winning. Like I like some variety.
Yeah.
That's why I like
Thanos.
Halloween. No, fuck him.
Thanos won in Infinity War.
That's why Connor got all the bad ones in the Oscars from last podcast.
All of the boxers.
The boxers.
Yeah, I got the Stinky Boxer Awards.
Oh, yeah. All right, moving on.
Yeah, let's be brief about that.
Oh, I can't.
I
be
see
mad.
you, Sam.
I can't be mad. That was solid. That was solid. Let's do a movie grid.
Depends on what.
Depends. I see what you did there.
Okay.
I see what you did there.
Okay. I'll stop.
2 for 2.
I'll stop.
Yeah.
All right, so very fitting for our topic of today. We have our first column nominated for an acting Oscar. Don't laugh. 1-word title and $100 million at the box office. And our rows are Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts, and John Travolta. So I'm gonna knock one out off the rip because in doing some research for Julia Roberts acting.
My God.
Yeah, acting is just throwing me off today. I'm doing Aaron Brockovich.
It's a good call.
62.
Ooh.
Not a good call.
Ooh. I was gonna guess, and I just now that we've said it, she's in Pretty Woman, right?
Yeah, that was the other
That's
one I was
her?
thinking.
Yep.
Definitely would have been
Was she
better.
nominated for Pretty Woman?
Yeah.
I thought
Don't look it up.
That was gonna be my suggestion.
Oh.
But anyways, all right. Tom Hanks. There's a whole host of them you could do, but Philadelphia wouldn't be a bad one.
I was gonna say Philadelphia.
Yeah.
18%.
18, better.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one word title for Tom Hanks. I know he was in Sully, Greyhound.
Greyhound might be a good pick.
Let's do Greyhounds.
Also Inferno.
Greyhound.
2.2%.
Huh.
Way to go, Sam.
I was scrolling on, I think, Netflix or Max, and I saw that recently, so that's the only
Nice.
reason why I saw it.
That's how I do
can't
most of
believe
my
he's
movie
played two
research.
movies where he's like, Tom Hanks is I'm assuming he's like a captain or something like that. He's got the hat for it. And then also there's Sully. All right, whatever. He's got a type, I guess. $100
wanna do
million plus.
Captain Phillips.
Did
Angels,
that make 100 mil?
Angels and Demons.
I was gonna say, yeah. I would have thought like either Angels and
Vinci
Demons
Code,
or
maybe?
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Could have.
You want to do Da
Could've.
Vinci then?
Could have.
It's two spaces. Yeah.
Da Vinci?
Da Vinci? I sure hope it was. I know it wasn't very good. Oh,
2%.
2 point. Yeah.
Way to go.
yeah. I'm
One
out
word.
on Julia Roberts. I don't know. Ocean's. Does technically Ocean's 11?
No.
Does that count? Because it's one word and then numbers.
No, it's got to be like
Yeah, I don't think that counts.
One
I'm gonna
word.
do
John Travolta. Grease.
Gotti.
Oh, Gotti.
okay.
Oh, God.
7%.
Wow, I'm shocked that even 7%.
Yeah, fun fact. That's not an O in Gotti. That's a 0 for 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice. Good one.
Fucking got him.
Gotti. I had to get one in.
Could do do like Hairspray for $100 million.
Oh, was he nominated though for Hairspray?
Oh, was he?
I
actually?
don't think
I
so.
thought he was. I thought he
I
was.
think I know Pulp Fiction.
That's probably a high one. Yeah.
What
Okay.
was what's the disco one? It's not Boogie Nights. That's the porn one.
Saturday Night
Saturday
Fever.
Night-
Yep, Saturday Night.
Yes.
Yep. Saturday Night.
Saturday Night
yeah.
Fever. I'm pretty sure he was nominated there.
Let's see.
28.
Oh, 28%. Now I got to look up Hairspray.
I was gonna say because I can't imagine that Pulp Fiction's probably what 72%.
No, I'm sure.
Julia Roberts, 100 mil or one word title.
Wasn't Julia Roberts? Wasn't she Tinkerbell in Hook?
I never watched Hook.
She was in Hook.
I don't know if
Yep.
that's gonna be a high one though.
I think it is.
23.
Okay, not terrible.
That's better than nothing.
And now we need $100 million at the box office.
The only other movie besides like
Ocean's
Pretty
11.
Woman, we could do
Charlotte's
Ocean's
Web,
11.
maybe?
I was gonna say The Pelican Brief.
I don't think that makes 100 mil.
Oh, I think it did. Which
I
one
know
would-
Ocean's 11 will have.
Yeah, but do you think that might be too high?
What about Charlotte's Web? Do you think that one's gonna break 100?
That's a great pull.
I remember. Isn't she the,
100% that broke 100.
isn't-
That was like the
isn't-
shit.
Doesn't she play Charlotte? Right. I think.
I
maybe?
don't know.
Oh.
Probably.
I
That's-
could be.
you know
I
what?
could be
We can
completely
try it.
wrong. I could be completely wrong.
Carol.
How-
C-H-A-R. Nope, that's
C-
Carol. C-H-A-R-L-O-T-T-E. There you go. Because tell spelling's not your forte.
Wow, point 3. What a pull.
3 pull.
Sam saved us.
Damn.
Pull that out.
Yeah, see, Ocean's 11, number 1.
Yeah, there it was.
And then Pulp Fiction, 72%.
Oh, I forgot
So
about Wonder.
He was not
Tom?
nominated for Hairspray, by the way. So that was a good poll.
Thanks. So Tom Hanks down the line. Forrest Gump is his most popular, nominated for an acting Oscar.
Jeez.
It's gonna be a nightmare when we talk about the awards this year.
Yes, it is.
One word for him, Big, and Toy Story for 100 mil. Aaron Brockovich was the highest. Wonder for one word, and Ocean's 11 for Julia Roberts. And then Johnny Travolta, Pulp Fiction, Grease and Grease.
Very nice. Once again, fucking killed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about these nominees. So we're just gonna it's gonna be very loose with this. We're just gonna talk about the nominees and who we think should have been included, who we think is gonna win. Just have general discussions here.
Mm-hmm. Can I just start off with not a take, but this is just an opinion I've gathered.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that there's any such thing as a snub.
Interesting.
I think, well, maybe it's just the emotional side of me, like hearing how, like Danielle Brooks, who we'll get to, and like Jeffrey Wright were super emotional getting their call. Like I will never again say like an actor did not deserve a nomination.
No, I can agree with that, but I'm more in the view that like,
I would have preferred something else.
well, no, not necessarily. Like, what's wrong with 6 nominees? Maybe there were 6 performances that were deserving, but like you leave one off. Like we'll talk about in the supporting role category,
And
that like
leading
that like should have been included. I mean, there's nothing. We've now gone to like 27 movies in Best Picture. Why can't we go 6 for Best Actor or Best actress or whatever?
Nah, see, I'm OCD. I like a nice crisp 5 or a 0.
Fair enough.
Even like an even number is not good enough for me.
Fair enough. All right, so let's go down. So do we want to start with this first one, Connor? Why don't you bring us through this?
All right, so we're just going off the Oscars website. So their first category listed is actor in a leading role. Our nominees were Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any thoughts? Because I think I've made my thoughts kind of clear on a certain individual.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a 2-man race.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Cillian or Paul, and I am so here for it.
I think Bradley Cooper might sneak in there.
No,
as a
no
surprise.
chance.
No. He shouldn't have even been here to start.
Chance.
Jeffrey Wright, I feel like, has a sneaky shot.
I think,
But that's...
Yeah, Leo, I think people are saying he was snubbed. But I don't think... I don't know. I just don't think he was that great in the movie.
I mean, all of these performances are definitely deserving. With maybe the exception of Bradley Cooper. I mean, he was still really good, but maybe it wasn't up to the same quality as the rest of these performances.
And I would say, too, like, Coleman Domingo and Rustin, I think, might also not be the strongest, but I think he carried that movie incredibly well. Where with Bradley Cooper and Maestro, I know it's not like a this happened so this can't happen, but I kind of thought Carey Mulligan was better.
Yeah. I mean, but not to say that Cooper was bad, because he's a phenomenal
that's
actor.
the thing.
And
It's like,
he was very good in the movie. It just wasn't like, as changing as some of these other ones.
Yeah, I would have loved to see Zac Efron here for the Iron Claw.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had anyone that you wish had gotten a nomination in this category.
I
definitely
agree.
Efron.
Maybe, yeah. I agree with that.
I've heard a lot of people who've seen it say that Andrew Scott also should have been more considered for All of Us Strangers, but I think for the same reason that people think that the Iron Claw got left out, it was just like too late in the process.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing would happen to All of Us Strangers. So those are my only two. I don't dislike anyone. Like you said, it's definitely a two-man race.
Oh, easily. And like it's so hard to decide for me because like I would love to see Cillian Murphy win, and I think he really, really, really deserves it. But man, Paul Giamatti was just so good, and I love Paul Giamatti.
If Paul Giamatti can win and then just take a picture at like Shake Shack instead with his Oscar, just to complete it, that'd be awesome.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess thoughts like who do you think's gonna win? Let's go around the room.
I think Cillian Murphy's gonna win.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was asked to do so much in that movie, and he didn't just bring it. He I don't know. He owned it.
Well,
he put his entire nutsack into that movie.
He did. That's
he
true.
put his entire nutsack into Florence Pugh.
I almost just spit out my water, dude. Oh man. Well, just to be different, I'm going to say Paul Giamatti then. All right.
I love
supporting.
Before we even move on, actually, I'll save it for Best Picture because it was more related to it.
Okay.
So next up is actor in a supporting role. Nominees: Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. What?
Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer.
Oh, did it cut out?
No, it's just the way I mean, maybe it was just how I heard it in my headset, but it was like Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer.
For Oppenheimer.
So I have like one glaring issue with this category.
Shoot.
And there's one nominee that I feel like definitely could be swapped out here. And I don't know how you guys feel about it. But I did not think that De Niro's performance in Killers was Oscar worthy. It's definitely not anywhere near his best performance.
No.
I
agree.
I
with
thought
that.
it was good. I definitely thought it was good.
It's good, and but it feels like a lifetime achievement nominee kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Even though he doesn't need it because he's fucking won so many of them. And not to say anything bad about De Niro, because obviously he's an incredible actor, absolute legend, and was really good in Killers of the Flower Moon. But man, Charles Melton in May December, he deserved it so much, and it's such a shame that the Academy really kind of hates young actors because he was phenomenal in that.
They
movie.
hate the Riverdale pipeline.
True.
I thought you were going to say something else that I agree with, but
what were you going to say?
I don't think Ryan Gosling does.
Oh, hot take.
I just don't think. Again, I don't think it was Oscar. Like it was an okay performance. It wasn't. I don't think it was anything Oscar worthy.
I think it deserves it because it was so unique. It was so unlike anything I've ever seen. And in such a believable way that, like, I was sold. Like, I was sold that he was a Ken. And that's what mattered to me.
I'm just glad you guys didn't say Sterling K. Brown should be knocked off because I thought he was phenomenal in American Fiction.
Haven't seen it, so I can't have an opinion.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I didn't know if you'd be like, yeah, we can knock Sterling off. And maybe it's just because I'm watching This Is Us right now, and he's like one of the leads in it, so I just have an affinity for him right now. But he carried so much of the emotional weight in that movie. But that's why I like De Niro too. He had so much like just subtle evilness to him. I thought it was going to be a Robert v. Robert for the and I thought it'd be like, oh, this could go either way. We don't really know, but the way you guys talk, it sounds like it might just be Robert Downey Jr. I realize I can't change.
It's gonna be Robert.
It'll be Robert.
Yeah,
I just realized that.
Yeah, I think Downey's got it locked up, which I mean to me is worthy. He deserves it. He's so talented, and he's so much more than Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Downey's my pick as well.
Mm.
Want to move on?
All right, we want to move to the next one.
All right, let's hope I don't fuck this one up. All right, we got actress in a leading role.
There you go.
Nominees: Annette Bening for Naiad, Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller, I think, Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan, Maestro, and Emma Stone, Poor Things. Now,
I'm furious.
there's a snub that I think you and I are both on the same wavelength on that I am much more mad about than the more popular snub.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just gonna back up a bit because I might yell. Where's Greta Lee?
Yes, thank you.
She was so fucking good in Past Lives.
Yeah.
I get it. Like Barbie made $1 billion, so everyone, including Hillary Clinton, is tweeting about how she was robbed. But maybe that's my hot take. I thought Greta Lee was way better than Margot Robbie was.
Oh, easily. I haven't seen Naiad, so you can tell me how you feel about it. But Annette Bening kind of was a surprise.
Very much a surprise. Like I thought she was good, and I think the reason she got it was because it's a very physical role. Like the story's about like a 6-year-old woman who swims from Cuba to Florida.
Allegedly. Apparently the real Diane Naiad is a fucking liar.
Oh, really?
I went down a whole rabbit hole of this woman. She is like a pathological liar and is not a very good person.
Interesting. Well, in that case, yeah, I don't care about your biopic. But yeah, I didn't think that. Like, it's great for her to be, in the conversation. Greta Lee, way, I would say, more deserving.
Yeah, I am I will say I'm happy to see Sandra Hüller get some love here. She was great in Anatomy of a Fall. So, but again, it's really a 2-person race, and really it's a 1-person race here. Between
Well, wait till you see Poor Things. I'll say that.
I'm saying Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone.
Yeah, I think those
have
are the
this
two.
locked up.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of which one it's going to be.
I thought you were saying it's going to be Lily's, which I ultimately think it will be, but
Really? Ooh, that's a take.
It's tough because like Emma Stone was like incredible in Poor Things as well. And I haven't been paying attention to the other award circuits, and I know there's a bunch of like there's history if like you win X and Y, you have a better chance of winning Z, but it feels like it could go either way. And I think they might lean Lily.
Yep.
But again, I'm not mad about either.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be either. It would be cool to see Lily Gladstone win, and she was flawless in Killers. So, out of all of the people in Killers, I think she deserves it the most. So,
oh yeah, it's destiny for her to win as well. Like,
yeah,
I talked about it before how she had like the most likely to win an Oscar in her yearbook, high school. And her entire like high school class is like going back to their school to watch the Oscars. So it's just like it feels like destiny, but at the same time, everyone thought that like Chadwick Boseman was going to get his like posthumous Oscar, and then they ended up giving it to Anthony Hopkins.
Dude,
So,
that
fate
was
doesn't exist.
Just the funniest thing that they did after he died was say, all right, we're going to move Best Actor to the last of award of the night. You know, wink, wink. And then it's like, and the winner is not Chadwick Boseman. Thank you all for being here. Thanks
Anthony
for
Hopkins
boosting
wasn't
our
even there,
ratings
was
for
he?
the show. I don't think so.
No.
Anyways, all right. So let's go around. So winners predicted. I think it's Emma Stone.
I think it's Lily.
I also think it's going to be Lily.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Next category.
Next up, we got actress in a supporting role. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. America Ferrera for Barbie. Jodie Foster for Nyad. And Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Thoughts?
I don't know if I'm just on like a bit of a hate train, but I didn't feel like America Ferrera really did a whole lot to be like
Also agree
such
with
a
that.
front runner on that.
I saw one tweet that said she was nominated just so that they can show the monologue for her.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, it's a it's a very long and powerful monologue.
But
yeah,
it's just
I don't
one
think-
moment.
Yeah, the rest of the movie I don't think she was very strong in. Jodie Foster, definitely a legacy nomination, I'd say, because she, kind of like Annette Bening, wasn't. They were good, but I wouldn't say Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
But-
This is probably the most wide open category though, aside from Emily Blunt, who we knew was gonna get a nom, and Davine Joy Randolph,
Who's the favorite? I would say.
who's
Heavy
the favorite and deservedly so. It was like up in the air who else was gonna get noms, who else could be in the running. So it's really kind of surprising.
That was the thing. That's why I was kind of like, I don't believe in snubs because, like, yeah, you could say maybe America and Jodie weren't the strongest, but I was struggling to find, like, well, it's because, like, so-and-so really deserved it. Like, Julianne Moore was good in May, December. I would say that's kind of the same boat. Penelope Cruz was good in Ferrari, but, again, movie wasn't that... Movie was... I thought it was fine, but... You know... So I'm not super mad about any pick because I also think it's just going to be... This might be the easiest slam dunk.
Oh, dude. Davine Joy Randolph kicks ass. I want her to win so bad. She deserves it.
Yeah. And I'm happy for Danielle Brooks, too. She was great in The Color Purple.
Can I also just like rewind a little bit back to the supporting actor race? Fucking Dominic Sessa. Come on, man.
Yeah. I completely
wish.
forgot about him.
Pipe dream.
Maybe that's why he
Pipe
wasn't
dream.
nominated, because you forgot about him.
He is so good, dude.
Hey, you know what?
If there was one young actor to give the award or the nomination to, it should have been him. But anyways,
I'll also say this just because I love him. I brought up Andrew Scott. Got to bring up his supporting man, Paul Mescal. Apparently, he was also phenomenal in All of Us Strangers. Again, I'm rooting for that man hard. So
you're
hopefully Gladiator 2 will have the same.
blow the socks off. All right, let's talk about feature and animated.
All right, best animated feature film. We got The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, you guys, you guys
I've
have
seen
to tell
Elemental.
me. Yeah, does it deserve it?
Elemental?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Okay, good. Because I don't want to
mean,
be the one to
it's-
say it without even seeing it.
It's
But
borderline.
I think
I can't think of any other animated movie that I'd put above it.
I would
though.
put Super Mario
Teenage
Brothers.
Teenage Mutant
you
Ninja
know.
Turtles.
I would put
Oh! Yeah.
TMNT, and
Get
I would
the
put
fuck out of there. Yeah, TMNT. Get it
yeah.
out of there.
I put TMNT and Super Mario over Elemental.
But I mean, can you imagine a year where the Oscars don't have a Disney animated movie nominated?
It's the representation.
It'll never happen. It'll never ever happen. They had to put one Disney Pixar movie in there, and it just so happened that Elemental was
I mean, they could
better
have
than
put.
Wish.
They could. I was gonna. They could have put Teenage Kraken in there too.
Oh
God,
Ruby
don't
Gilman.
ever. Ruby Gilman, probably like bottom 5 movie I saw. Em and I almost walked out of that movie.
That
we
was the
don't
one
walk out of movies.
That was the one that the kid walked out, right?
Yeah, a kid and his dad walked out of the movie, and the kid asked to leave. It was like right behind us, and the kid leaned over to his dad and said, "Hey, can we go? This sucks."
That was your part. That was part of your string of like weird shit happening at the movies, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Someone
Yeah,
died,
like,
and someone just didn't want to stick around for Ruby Gilman.
I just stretch of like every time I went to the theater, it's just something weird happened.
Your anti-movie theater takes were definitely vindicated in that stretch.
Asteroid City, literally not 2 minutes after the very brief nude scene of Scarlett Johansson in Asteroid City, older couple up and left. I was like, wow, couldn't handle it, huh? 15, not even like 5 seconds of nudity. Couldn't handle it.
It's not even straightforward. It's just like a mirror reflection.
Yeah. It's like, wow. Yeah, that was something. Anyways.
I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron. I've heard very mixed reviews. I've heard everybody loves it or everybody does not like it.
I've heard a lot of good, some against the grain, but I mean, it's Miyazaki. It's hard to beat Miyazaki, man.
Yeah. So personally, I think it's between The Boy and Spider-Man.
It's gonna be Spider-Man.
I mean,
there's no.
that's my vote.
I feel like The Boy and the Heron is such a movie that they will like too, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're gonna dock Spider-Man for having a cliffhanger and not being like a complete film because it's part 1 to a part 2. Haven't seen The Boy and the Heron, but it's probably got a lot of like heavy emotional themes to it. I want to see it, and I have no reason to believe it's bad. It would just break my heart for Spider-Man to
It's
lose
like
out.
one of your favorite movies.
Yeah. Which at first I was like, oh man, there's no shot they're gonna give it to Spider-Man. But then I looked back and Into the Spider-Verse did win its year, so I got hope.
Yeah, it's gonna be Spider-Man. I have no doubt.
Hoping. Nimona was actually a bit better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I've heard very good things about Nimona. So
I
gotta
watched
see it.
I watched like the first 5 minutes of it, like when it first came out, and I think it's Chloe Grace Moretz's character.
Yeah.
It was very much like one of those quirky girls on like TikTok vibe to her, and I was like, I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
But getting into it, it was actually pretty touching. But yeah, Spider-Man, then Boy, and then I don't care.
Yeah, and then the rest.
If when Robot Dreams comes out, maybe I'll watch it. Or I definitely will watch it. I've heard very good things about it, but it's probably not going to crack my top 2. All right. Cinematography.
Angry. This is how I feel.
Angie.
Angry.
We've got El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Okay, speak your piece, Aaron.
Where the fuck is the creator?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Come on.
I agree with that.
Like, not only is the creator one of the most beautiful films that I've seen this year, it was shot on a Sony FX3, which, if you're unaware, if you're not in the camera world, that is a consumer level, less than $4,000 camera
Yeah. Forgot about that.
that they used to create one of the most beautiful, visually stunning movies of the year. And yet, no, got to get the black and white movies in there. And then
I was gonna say it's like El Conde, black and white, Maestro, black and white, Oppenheimer, black and white. I kind of forget if there's black and white in Poor Things. I don't think so, but I think there's different like lenses and like different like color grading.
that's more
used.
unique. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But like, we went through a whole fucking era in Hollywood that did black and white. It's not unique and creative to do black and white. It's cool. It works. It shouldn't get you a nomination.
I think it's better when it's used as like, if it's used just to be like, oh well, this is old, and now like it fades to like color to show more of like a more modern time, like Maestro did. That I don't like. Oppenheimer, I liked how it
I
was
thought
used
it was
to
very
differ.
yes.
Yeah, literally fusion fission. I thought
Yes.
that was sick. El Conde matched the vibe perfect. Like, or it didn't match the vibe; it set the tone perfectly. Killers, I think it just looked beautiful
Yeah.
too.
But the creator deserved a spot so bad.
Yeah, that was a movie I liked more than I thought I would, and I would have thought that it would rack up some more of these like technical awards.
So just for comparison, for people who don't know, the Sony FX3 being a sub $4,000 camera, normally cameras are in the tens of thousands, like multiple tens of thousands of dollars for a camera. Let's see. How expensive is the typical movie camera?
I want to know
how much does a
how-
Hollywood camera cost? Round numbers between $50,000 to $100,000 for the camera, up to $250,000 for a set of lenses. But obviously, most people rent.
Yeah.
But you know, Oppenheimer was shot on IMAX, which is like even just so much further beyond
Yeah.
in cost. I mean, yeah, he runs up a fucking bill to IMAX
yeah,
to shoot on IMAX cameras.
It says that I'm looking at an article now. It says he's up to $1.5 million in debt to IMAX because
Yikes.
each IMAX camera is set to cost around $500,000.
Yeah, they don't actually, so the IMAX cameras are, you can't just go out and buy them, like, or no one can go out and buy them. They are made specially by IMAX, the company, and you have to rent them from IMAX to be able to use them.
Oh, and this was before Oppenheimer.
No one really
too.
says. No one really says how much an IMAX camera costs, but it's believed to be around $500,000 just to like have a camera. But again, you can't get the cameras because IMAX holds the cameras.
Plus, it was making the rounds too of Florence Pugh talking about her experience where while they were shooting like one of the sex scenes, the camera broke. And their other camera was like already broken in the shop. So she was just like chatting it up with the repairman, just like, so what does this do? Like, what are you doing to fix this camera?
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's probably going to be one of these black and white movies. It's probably going to be Oppenheimer.
I hope it's Oppenheimer or El Conde.
I'm sure it's going to be Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I would love Poor Things. I get just for something that's not black and white, but again, if they use black and white well or like creatively, all for it. Next up, costume design.
This is going to be fairly quick.
Yeah, we've got Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. I think give it to Poor Things.
I was thinking either that or Napoleon.
I was thinking Napoleon.
The era specific outfits were pretty solid. It's about the best thing in that movie. So
Yeah.
I mean, we do see, Joaquin Phoenix just take it off a couple times, maybe more than a couple times.
When he just jauntily tosses his hat away to pipe down his wife.
they made him so horny.
Where's that
that
category?
movie.
Where's the horniest guys? Because that actually might be a close race between Oppenheimer, Napoleon, Maestro.
Oh my god!
If it's gender inclusive, Emma Stone. Trying to
Yep,
think who else would be in there.
Maybe Julianne Moore in May December.
Maybe.
In a sick, twisted sort of way.
Never mind. Maybe El Conde because that dude was piping. But costume design, give me creativity.
Yeah.
Napoleon, I think Killers with like the cultural aspects, will probably get
That
a lot
was
of love
cool,
there too. Barbie, I think it was very superficial. But I also think that was the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me Poor Things there.
This is probably the one category where I feel like all of them really feel deserving
Yeah.
in their own way. So happy
Yeah.
with it. Anyways,
Next up, directing. This is interesting. We got Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet. Triet. Killers of the Flower Moon, our boy Martin Scorsese. Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. Poor Things, Yorgos Lanthimos. And The Zone of Interest, Jonathan Glazer.
two snubs here, two big misses for me.
Say it.
First off, Celine Song for Past Lives, and then Greta Gerwig for Barbie.
Who would you bump off for them, or for either?
Probably, it pains me to say it, but probably Justine Triet and Jonathan Glazer. But if I had to choose one, it would be Jonathan Glazer. I'm so happy that they gave Justine Triet some love for Anatomy of a Fall. So.
I've heard I'm actually going to go see The Zone of Interest this weekend. It's finally coming out near me.
Yeah.
And not even near me. I have to go. Luckily, it's showing in the town that my Aaron lives in. So I can we're going to go see it. But
Nice.
I've heard it's like insanely good.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't bump him off, but it kind of feels like it's Nolan's to lose.
Oh, it is. He's going to win.
Yeah.
No doubt.
He's got it.
And deservingly so.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a stacked category. Next up,
Don't care
we're just
about the
gonna-
documentaries.
I'm just gonna shout them out, but I haven't seen any of them, so we can't really go into them.
Yeah.
So, documentary, feature film, Bobby Wine, The People's President, The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, 20 Days in Mariupol, and then the documentary short film, the ABC's A Book Banning, The Barber of Little Rock, Island in Between, The Last Repair Shop, and Nine Nine in Waipo, sorry. I will say, have you seen Still? Because I've heard that some people said
Yes.
that
Should have been
could
nominated.
have, should have.
But whatever.
But yeah, moving on. Film editing. Our nominees: Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
I don't have too much to say. I think probably Holdovers or Oppenheimer. In this
I can see
category,
Killers too. I feel like Killers got creative.
The Holdovers was creative in that they made it as if they were filming in 1969, 1970, which is pretty unique. And they took a lot of extra care to make sure that it was, edited that way, which is really, really neat. So, but again, I don't really have much to say on this category.
Yeah,
so I'm
Do you think creators could have another maybe?
Not for editing.
No. Okay.
I don't think for editing.
So yeah, next up, international feature film, Il Capitano, or The Captain. That was Italy. Perfect Days, Japan. Society of the Snow for Spain. The Teacher's Lounge for Germany. And The Zone of Interest for the UK.
France pulled an India from last year and did not submit Anatomy of a Fall
Well, that was more
as their-
political.
as their pick. It was very political.
So which is brutal, but it makes sense why it's not here, but it doesn't make any sense in like the real world. Like,
Yeah.
Have some pride.
Yeah.
The Zone of Interest was not. We'll get to it, but it was nominated for Best Picture. So I'm very, very eager to say that's probably a front runner. But
Yeah.
I said I saw Monster while we were gone. That could have been Japan's nominee as well. So if Perfect Days is better than Monster, I am thrilled to watch it.
Yeah, right.
You don't want to do Godzilla?
Ah, man. I would have loved to see it. And I'm glad it got love elsewhere, at least once, but if Godzilla was nominated here, I would have gone to the Oscars. I would have found a way to sneak in, and I would have stormed the stage and just grabbed the mic and be like, Godzilla.
Nice.
Godzilla.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any of these except besides Society of the Snow, so I
Yeah,
don't really have an
me
opinion as
neither.
of yet.
All right. We're going to move on to makeup and hairstyling. We've got Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow.
This should be Society of the Snows by a landfall.
Really?
Oh, easily. Are you kidding?
I mean,
the way that they made those people look like they had survived 72 days in the snow-ridden Alps or Andes. Sorry, it was no chance, no competition in my opinion.
That's fair. I would say Poor Things was pretty good too. I think Maestro and Gold are in the same boat of it's pretty much just prosthetic. If you like the prosthetics that were used, then you'll lean that way. But
you mean the fake nose that got
the
them a
nose
nomination?
that didn't need to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when it came out, like the first trailer dropped, everyone was like, they pulled up the side by side and they're like, feels kind of personal. Like his nose wasn't that big.
Yo, why the fuck did they give him a big nose?
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, we're not really qualified to talk about that.
Nope. Not at all.
Music. Here I have beef.
Oh, interesting.
American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things.
What's your beef, Connor?
I get it. He's a legacy guy.
I know
John
exactly
Williams
who you're talking about.
Out of here and give me Daniel Pemberton for the Across the Spider-Verse score. Oh my
Interesting.
god. Like, I get it. Indiana Jones, like, super iconic theme.
Yeah.
Heard it before. Quite literally in 4 other movies.
Yo.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
hearing...
at the end of the day, it's Oppenheimer's going to win. So,
yeah,
don't even have to worry.
absolutely. But, like, this is where I wish Across the Spider-Verse got love, because every single character score as they're being introduced, perfect. Spider-Man 2099 theme, goosebumps every single time. Spider-Gwen, perfect. Like, it upset me that they showed him no love. But yeah, hopefully it's Oppenheimer. We were listening to Can You Hear the Music before we started recording, and I still get goosebumps.
It's a pop.
Listen to it when I work out.
Still do. Next up, we've got music original song. We've got The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. I'm Just Ken from Barbie. It Never Went Away from American Symphony. Waze Haze. Killers of the Flower Moon. And What Was I Made For? Barbie.
I just want to say that it is kind of crazy to me that in the year of our Lord 2024, a song from a movie about a
Cheetos,
as performed by Becky G, is nominated for a Best Original Song Academy Award. That blows my mind.
If they were gonna give it to like a retail store song, just give it to Dua Lipa.
Literally.
I don't know if that's a hot take.
Retail store song.
I don't know if that's a hot take, but I think her music is like every time I walk into like Target or Kohl's, I feel like it's a Dua Lipa song on.
That's such an accurate way to describe it. Do you think that Peaches should have been nominated?
I think so. I think so.
Was it too short?
I don't know if it was too short, but man, did that thing chart. The fact that it charted.
It was fun when people were like, man, it's gonna be Peaches versus I'm Just Ken, and that would be awesome. And now it's just like I think Ryan Gosling might shoot himself if he has to go up there and perform.
Oh, he's going to. Dude, I have been looking forward to watching Ryan Gosling perform I'm Just Ken on the stage at the Oscars for so long. 6 months I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be What Was I Made For, though.
Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah.
It Never Went Away from American Symphony. Surprise banger. John Batiste. Very, very emotional song about his wife with cancer. But yeah, man, that song, Billie Eilish rips every single time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The big one. Best Picture.
There's all 25 of them.
Yep,
Yeah.
Here they are.
We've got American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. Thank God they included Past Lives. It won't
This
win.
is probably the category that I really think that they got right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really see a problem with any of the movies getting nominated here.
For as much as I didn't like Maestro, as much as like I thought it was a good movie, I didn't think it was like a great movie. I think it definitely deserved it more than like Priscilla or the Iron Claw, I'd say. Which Iron Claw hurt, but
Yeah, I mean, these were the correct movies to pick, I think, so. No complaints there. Who's going to win?
My vote's. I was gonna say my vote's got to be Oppenheimer.
Yes.
So while I was perusing on like the Oscars subreddit to kind of get other people's vibe on each of these awards, you want to know what the one that was like the most resounding, like this should probably win, but it probably won't? The Zone of Interest.
Yeah, I've heard.
Which is kind of crazy that Sandra Hüller is going to be, she's in 2 Best Picture nominated movies. Good for her. On top of getting the Best Actress nod as well. But yeah, it's
Really
probably going to be
struggling with that.
Oppenheimer. Yeah, it's not a speaking day today.
It's all right. Let's save your voice then and run through the rest.
We got production design, with Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Standing on Poor Things again.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are fairly deserving. They all did what they tried to do pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So
I could definitely see Barbie getting this one though for Barbie Land. Animated short film, Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform, Pachydermy, War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko. No thoughts.
haven't seen them, but congrats to the nominees.
Not minus Yoko.
Oh God,
Yeah. War
let's
is
not
Over.
open that can of worms.
Live action short film, The After, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White, and Blue, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. I saw The After and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar today. I didn't realize, I'm not the hugest Wes Anderson fan, but The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar goes very hard. It's
pretty good.
so good.
It was pretty good.
I like the storytelling devices they used.
It was unique.
I've heard Red, White, and Blue is also very good and topical, if you will.
Yep.
Next up, sounds. We've got The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest.
I feel like Mission Impossible is probably feeling pretty good here. Also, I like Maestro on this category.
Would you have put Gran Turismo in this, Aaron, or no?
Oh, fuck yeah. Gran Turismo should have been nominated. I'm kind of upset that it isn't.
In that regard, then Ferrari could have been too.
Was it nice to? Was it good to watch it in the theater with all the surround sound and stuff?
It was beautiful. It was awesome. Like, thoroughly gripping how good that sound was. So,
Yeah.
should have been nominated, but it's not my call.
This is the one I could see Maestro getting. Next up, visual effects. The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, and Napoleon.
I haven't seen Godzilla, but from what you've told about me, I think that one
That's
probably
gotta
should
win.
get the Dubski.
That should win.
That's gotta win.
This is the only award where I will physically get upset. Godzilla -1 is incredible. It was surprising to see that Oppenheimer didn't even make like the short list. Which is just wild to me, but yeah, give me Godzilla. All these other movies very deserving, but
Actually, I'm going to say Mission Impossible, mostly good, had some really bad moments of visual effects, though, that
Which
I
did
was
you-
not super impressed with. Like, basically, a lot of the parts of the car chase in Venice was just ugly. And then Napoleon is my hot take because there wasn't enough.
I think another movie got snubbed. Was Quantumania with MODOK. I think that should have
his little ass cheeks. Yeah, definitely snubbed. Breaking out that term.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, give me Big Monster. I hope he's there to accept his award too. So last two, definitely the most stacked. We've got the adapted screenplay. Here's a gauntlet. We've got American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
This is tough.
Barbie
This
being in here is funny because it's just the adapted material is a doll, not like
I mean, hey, that
book
qualifies.
or anything. It qualifies, I guess, but
Yeah, it has to be adapted. Is not necessarily like it's adapted from a work of art, but it has to be adapted from an existing thing. So makes sense.
Yeah.
I could see Zone of Interest winning this one.
I was gonna say that if there's one where like Oppenheimer probably gets upset, it's probably here. Maybe Poor Things, but what I've heard about Zone of Interest is it's definitely should be considered in that tier.
Mm-hmm.
American Fiction was also pretty good too. But it probably is one of the weaker ones.
Yeah.
Of just in this category, which is saying like, sorry, you got an A- when everyone else got an A or A+.
Yeah, right.
What do you think?
I mean, it's tough. I'll go with Zone of Interest, even though I haven't seen it, but we'll see. I do want to. I want to vote for Oppenheimer because of how unique the script was, in that it was written in the first person, which is really kind of a cool thing. So I'll put my vote for Oppenheimer.
Okay, me and Sam are Zone of Interest. Last but certainly not least, we've got the original screenplay. We've got Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives.
If Past Lives win an award, this is it.
It's gonna be. I think The Holdovers might get it.
I think Anatomy of a Fall might.
Anatomy of a Fall also is really, really good.
Those courtroom scenes were very well directed, or very well written. I mean, May December. I feel like it's kind of. Is that the only thing it's nominated for?
I don't know.
I mean, we just went through it. I'm sure it is, but of anything, I think it definitely should have been Melton for supporting actor instead.
I agree.
But
I agree.
yeah, my pick's Anatomy of a Fall.
That's a good pick. I'll agree with that.
All right.
All right, and that's gonna wrap it up.
That's it for the Oscars.
That's
that is
every
for the
Oscars
Oscars.
category.
We've picked them all. No, don't bother to tune into the show.
Yep, we got all the winners. Don't worry.
We saved you probably like 3 hours.
We did predict the winners.
I mean,
These are
it
the
did
winners.
take us an hour and 10 minutes to record this, so we saved him a solid 2.
Yeah, man, it might be 3 with how like, who is it? Is it Kimmel hosting again?
I don't even care.
The first hour just might be about how he doesn't like movies. So,
At least it's not Joe Coy. Hey, all right, let's wrap this up.
bring back Mulaney.
Oh god, hey, I would love to see
Ricky
John Mulaney
Gervais.
host. Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
They need to
You
get,
just make fun of everyone for an hour.
It's great.
but in a good way, not in a Barbie's just a doll with big boobs type of way.
Yeah,
It's more
not
like
in a Joe Coy kind of way.
it's like, hey, me and not De Niro, me and Downey Jr. were doing crack in
He would have he
together.
had a field day since Epstein's list came out.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, don't let him do it, guys. Don't let him do
have
it.
a field day.
Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Filmbox Podcast. If you like what you listen to, subscribe, leave a rating, leave a comment if you can, share with your friends, all that fun stuff. It helps us out, shows us we're doing a good job. We really appreciate it. So do all that stuff. Follow us on Twitter at FilmboxPod. FilmboxPod? Yeah, I can never remember. It's in the show notes. So, look at it there. Along with all of our Letterboxd, so you can catch up on all 3,000 movies that Connor sees on a daily basis.
I was telling you before, you can always tell when I'm working from home because I'll have no movies tracked for like 3 days and then 6 in a day.
In a day. Yeah, so if you want to follow along as it happens and see what Connor thinks of all the movies that he sees.
All the movies that have ever existed.
Yep, all the movies that have ever existed. You can follow us on Letterboxd, linked in the show notes below as well. I want to thank Josh Woodward for our awesome theme music. It's great. We love it. and we're super glad that we discovered his stuff. But yeah, I think that's gonna just about do it. Tune into the Oscars. I don't know when they are.
March something.
March something.
It's like the second weekend of March or something like that, I think.
There you go.
March
The official
10th.
date, March something. There we go. March 10th.
Second. That was right.
All right. So tune in March 10th to the Oscars to see if we're right. And we will see you on the Film Box next time.
Adios.
I'm running away. Don't bother to Facebook message or call me. 'Cause I'm living life in airplane mode and everything is okay. I just want to play